What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. One, I want to apologize for the lack of green screen currently moving out of my apartment, and it's in my car. And two, I don't just want to welcome you to my channel. Welcome to the jungle! So Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle is directed by Jake Kasdan and stars Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, and Jack Black, as well as Karen Gillan. I am so excited to talk about this movie, but first, I want to see The Disaster Artist so bad, so you know what? I'm going to review The Room and then The Disaster Artist. Hopefully in the next couple of days I have to graduate college first. But first, Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle is a movie that I have actually kind of been looking forward to ever since I saw the first couple of trailers. They have made me laugh more than I thought they should. I didn't like the teaser, but from that point on, I was really excited to see what they can bring that's different from the first movie. And not that I didn't like the first movie, I really enjoyed Jumanji. Maybe it's one of those things that I grew up with it, so I enjoyed it. I haven't watched it in a while. Maybe I need to go back and revisit it. But right now, I want to talk about the sequel that we never thought we would get. And if you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you guys my score. Let's talk about the good. So yeah, I actually had an unexpected good time with this movie, and I say unexpected because I expected a different movie than what I ended up getting, but what I ended up getting was something that was fun, enjoyable, chocked full of laughter, which I did not expect. I expected a lot of the jokes to hit, just not really like they did. There are a few jokes in here that really land, and I would say most of them are credited to Jack Black and Kevin Hart. Those guys are just so funny, and really the whole team dynamic, the way that The Rock interacted with Karen Gillan, the way that they portrayed these kids, because if you guys know from the trailer, they are roaming around this video game world as characters, but they have the personalities from the kids, and I think the way all four of them portrayed the kids that we saw at the beginning of the movie and we got kind of attached to, they did a great job. Of course, you don't get a lot of substance in the plot, but I don't think that was really needed necessarily to have a good time. That's what Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle is. It's a really fun theater experience. It's just not one that's going to stick with you after it's over. And I loved some of the specific things that they gave to characters that kind of carried out through the movie. There are jokes in the beginning that kind of stay until the end, and sometimes when you get those, they kind of play out a little bit too much, but with this case, I really enjoyed every single quirk that every character had, and even the inclusion of Nick Jonas. And I know some of you guys are going to come at me and be like, Austin, why Nick Jonas? He's a Jonas brother, but Nick Jonas was fun in this movie. I saw him in the trailer and I kind of cringed, but once you get the backstory of his character and where he's from, what he comes from, the lines of dialogue that are coming out of his mouth, they make more sense. But now you have great actors, great characters, not a great script, but you have great chemistry within those characters, and you have great interactions, great dialogue, great banter, and I really do think the inclusion of these actors saved this movie, made it a good time. The kids were laughing, the adults were laughing. I think this is a great time for the entire family, minus a few dirty jokes. And that's my biggest negative for this movie, is it really struggled finding tone. There's a lot of jokes in there for adults, but there's also a lot of times when you're sitting there thinking, man, this movie is really directed towards kids, but then 5 minutes later, boom, cuss, 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 cuss. I just don't think they struck the balance that they wanted to strike. This movie also got off to a bit of a rough start for me. The characters were saying things, it's like the most generic cliched dialogue you've ever heard in your life, and I really wasn't that impressed with the technical aspects. You get into the video game aspect of the movie, and I can forgive some of the bad CGI because you're in the video game world, and some things that the characters do are really cool because these rules have been established. But at times this movie breaks its own rules, and at times the bad CGI kind of, even though you're in a video game, it kind of overpowers the rest of the movie, and it kind of falls into the traps that you don't want it to fall in, and it really kept this movie from being something really special. But even though the movie is not really special, and it's not one that's going to stick with me for a long time, I still enjoyed it. I had fun in the theater. It's more of a throwaway film than I think that I wanted, and I was a little bit underwhelmed with certain aspects, but overall, I can give this movie a positive grade. I'm going to give it a 65%. I recommend when it comes out in theaters, you guys go and check it out. So real quick, guys, I know it doesn't bother you as much, but it really bothers me when I do not film in front of a green screen because I love my background. I love when my videos look really good, so I apologize for that. Just bear with me for the next maybe 2 or 3 videos. I have to get through this whole moving thing. Also, if you guys are not following me on the Stardust app, I'm reviewing movies on there and television shows that I am not reviewing on this channel. I'm having so much fun over there if you want to go check it out. It's a place where you can give your own 30-second review. I highly recommend it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to comment your thoughts. What did you think of Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle? Are you excited for this movie? Do you think it's going to be worth your time? And I would love to talk to you guys. You're the absolute best, and I will be back later with some better looking videos.